Welcome back to another episode of Parenting in Progress. I'm Corey.
I'm Jordynn.
And we're the Welches. Welcome back to another episode. First off, we do apologize. We did not get an episode out there last week. We were planning on getting an episode out there, but
I tried.
It just did not work out. We did not have enough time in the week. We've got a lot of things going on. This week has been jam-packed. We thought about maybe just getting it in late, and that didn't even work out. We've got carpet coming. We've got so many events at night and throughout the day and on weekends. I'm done making excuses, but we really are sorry for missing last week. But last week's is going to be this week's. And we are probably going to have one next week as well. So we think we have enough time to do that throughout the next weekend. So next week should be out. And stay tuned for the episodes after that as we get closer to this holiday season. So enough of that being said, this week's episode, Jordynn got to have quite a bit of fun while Dad learned what it was like to be a single parent.
Yep. So my mom, she turned 60 last April, and my dad had surprised my brother. My brother surprised my dad with a trip when he turned 60. My mom's always wanted to go to New York City at Christmas time. So my brother, my sister, and I surprised her with this trip. But we made it a girls' trip. So sorry, Brandon, you're out. And your wife, Courtney, is in. And my 12-year-old niece came as well. So my sister-in-law, Courtney, she has a daughter. And I have a daughter, obviously, Carly, that those little girls, they stayed at home with the dads. So I got to go on a girls' trip to New York City from a Wednesday to about Saturday. And Corey was single dad and had to do all the responsibilities himself.
I did say it was okay that you could go. I allowed you to go.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the power back over here.
Oh my gosh.
But no, it was good. It wasn't bad. I knew it was going to be a good learning experience for Carly and I. I knew it was going to be interesting. I didn't have really any negative thoughts kind of going into it. I wasn't really nervous, none of that stuff. It's like, well, it's going to happen. We're going to get through it. And Jordynn will be back in no time, and we'll just hope it goes well.
Yeah, and I wasn't worried or nervous about you. I was more nervous because it's my first time away from Carly. So I was more anxious about how she would be without me. And of course, I would be heartbroken if, she's crying for me, wanting that. And I know that you're fully capable of doing everything, but when it's both of us, we don't have to do it all. I've had some times where you've been away and I've had to do it all. And now you get a turn at it, and everyone is fully capable, but it's just a good experience to have to do it all. That's what it makes us appreciate each other more.
So to mark off the first day of when Jordynn was supposed to leave, what time was that supposed to be, Jordynn?
We were leaving my mom's house at 4:45 in the morning, and our flight was at 7, I believe. So the airport's about an hour and 15, hour and a half away, and it's a small airport, so it's not like we had to be there super early. But I was about halfway to my parents, and my sister calls me, and she's like, "Hey, did you see that our flight got canceled?" And I'm like, "Shut up. No. I know you're just messing with me. You're just calling to make sure that I'm up and on the road." And she's like, "No, seriously." And it took probably a solid minute before I believed her. And she's right. Our flight was canceled and got moved from a 7 o'clock flight to a 2 o'clock. So then I'm like, okay, well, I'm driving here. It's like 4:30 in the morning. What do we do? So my sister's looking up at different airports, other flights, and trying to figure out why it was canceled and all the things. So I just decided to go to my parents anyway. We'll talk. We'll figure out our game plan. there's two other airports we were considering, and the times just didn't mesh. And one of them, if we did pick that one, there was a very good chance of it getting canceled as well. So we just stuck with our game plan with the flight that got pushed back, and I turned around and I went home. And I got home, maybe slept for 30 minutes or whatever, and it actually ended up working out okay because I got more time with Carly. So I got to feed her breakfast, spend a little bit of time with her. You went to work. I took her to daycare about 10, and then we left to go to the airport. And that whole day just didn't really seem to get better because that flight, a 2:00 flight, got delayed and was delayed enough that we missed our connecting flight in Chicago. And then, so we had to get pushed back. And then we were late on that flight because we had to wait 2 hours to de-ice. Apparently Chicago had like 9 inches of snow over the weekend. So there was hundreds of flights that were canceled on Monday. And I think they were just catching up. And the plane that we were supposed to get on was coming from Chicago, and it just didn't get here on time. And so it just was a snowball effect. And, of course it's frustrating. We can't control it, but our trip was short anyway. So we were supposed to get to New York City at 1:30 in the afternoon. We didn't get there until midnight. So that whole day was just travel, and we lost a lot of time that we needed to make up for in the next couple of days.
So my day, on the other hand, I didn't get a whole lot of sleep because Jordynn left at 3 something. And then she texted me not super long after that, said, hey, it's gotten canceled. I'm coming back home. Okay, sweet. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep between 3 and probably 6:30. And anyway, it was more of a normal routine for me. I went to work, did that stuff. Jordynn told me that she was leaving. Okay, sweet. We kind of stayed in contact throughout the whole day just by text. Had to get Carly by 4:30 and went and picked her up. And we headed home. And of course, we called Jordynn every single day here. We called Jordynn on the way to daycare and from daycare to home. So talked to her all the way back, got home, and Jordynn had some stuff planned. She was so afraid we were going to run out of things to do. She brought in toys from kind of work and stuff like that, just different things she had out to help us not become bored and just to help keep everybody occupied and give us lots of options. We had plenty of options of play throughout the house.
Yeah, and I just thought, it was the day before we were leaving, and I was cleaning up in my classroom a little bit. I'm like, oh, Carly could there's a couple activities that were out. I'm like, Carly could do this. She'd like this. So I was like, I'll just bring them home, put them in the office, and keep it for when you're gone, because I know how nice it is to have something new to the child that keeps them entertained and occupied when you're by yourself. So I think they helped. I'm glad that they helped out. Just kind of breaks some of the time up.
She liked them. So anyway, got back home. I was sitting there, crap. I gotta make food now. And so I'm like, okay, what's the easiest thing I can make? Because just not really in the mood to just be Chef Boyardee over here. And I look, and there's a ham steak in there. Okay, ham steak, that just needs warmed up. All right, sweet. There was leftover mac and cheese from the weekend before. I'm like, perfect. Ham steak, mac and cheese. Threw the old ham steak on the skillet, was kind of occupying Carly. Got it cooked. Got everything all sliced up. Got her ready, put her in the high chair. She ate great. She ate a pretty good, decent amount of ham, which sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. She's always game for mac and cheese. So she ate the heck out of it. I think we had carrots or green beans that meal as well. And anyway, we got done with that. I got to clean most of it up. I didn't do any of the dishes yet because I was like, I'll just do those when she goes to bed. We'll just play for now because I just can't keep my eyes on her all the time. And heaven forbid she goes into a different room I can't see or something like that. So I'm like, I'm just going to clean the dishes up later. And we ended up playing. We got Jordan's new toys out, went through those. Jordynn got her a Little People's Advent calendar. It had started that week. So we opened it up and seen what it was. We played with some Play-Doh, just kind of normal stuff. And it was kind of a chill, quiet night. It just was. She wasn't wound up. I wasn't wound up. It was just kind of a quiet night and made it through.
Now, did she ask for me or did she question like where I was? I mean, we've been telling her, Mommy's going on an airplane. Mommy's going on a trip. She'll be back in a couple days.
She did maybe like twice. And it was something where I would tell her no. And then she'd be like, Mama. And I'm like, Mama's not here. I said, remember, Mama's on the plane. And then she quit saying Mom. Ended up, got closer to Carly's bedtime. We did her bedtime routine just the way that we do every night. It worked awesome. Finally got her down to sleep, and she slept all night. It was great. It was an easy kind of first night, pretty chill. Worked really well.
Well, and that night was probably the hardest for me just because I should have been able to like FaceTime or something if we got there like we were supposed to. But I was on an airplane from 3:00 to midnight, practically, with it maybe an hour or so in between, and didn't really get to FaceTime. So I asked you to send pictures so I could see her. And that was just the hardest. Like when you're sitting on an airplane and my sister and my mom and my niece, we got different seats because this wasn't the normal flight that we were supposed to be on. So we weren't all right next to each other. And, it's late at night. I'm thinking like, I wish I could see her. I miss her. It's the first night away from her. Hope she's doing okay. Can't really talk to you. Don't have a lot of great service. And so that part was just the hardest for me. After that, I feel like it was fine. And I was really glad to hear that she did well that night. That helped the next nights.
Yeah. And that whole first night, I think to a point we were both missing you. I think I think I missed you more than she did.
And I'm glad we have that down because I feel like all the other times you're like, no, I won't miss you. I'll be fine. Whatever. But to hear that you actually miss me, like, makes me feel good.
Yeah. I don't know what it was. We were just both really chill. I mean, the next two nights we're going to talk about totally different than the first night. First night was just like, I don't know. It was just very flat, just kind of almost sad. I think both of us to a point were kind of sad, and I'd try to cheer Carly up, but it's hard to do that when you're not, very happy either. It's not like we were sad or mad or anything. That's just how the night was. It's really difficult to explain how it went, but one of the cutest things, I think it was just kind of us figuring out we needed to bond a little bit, because when I went to rock Carly to sleep, it just kind of was difficult. And she was like, bed. And she said it early on, like she has in the past. I'm like, no, you're not ready for bed. We need a few more songs and then maybe we'll think about it. And she said bed again later on. I'm like, okay, get you in bed. And I go and I lay her in bed and I tuck her in and I put her little band on. And then, she's just like, I want to rock, which she was at that time kind of back and forth. She'd want to rock, then she'd want to go to bed, rock, go to bed. I'm like, I'm not doing this all night, Carly. Like, I'm not going to. So either we're going to rock or you're going to go to bed. So I picked her back out of the crib, rocked her a little bit, and she ended up sleeping in my arms. And I think that we just kind of needed each other that first night to just get through that and be able to go to sleep. Anyway, got her put back in her crib and shut the door and did some dishes and stuff. And honestly, after I got her to bed, all of that sadness was kind of lifted. I don't know why. It just was kind of lifted. It was like you finally moved on.
Well, you made it. You made the first night. She's in bed. You made it.
Yeah, it was, once again, it's difficult to explain, but got the dishes all done, did some other stuff around the house, and then I went to bed about 10:30 or so. You hadn't even landed yet. You were in the air somewhere, and I just texted her. I said, hey, I'm going to bed. I'm not waiting until you land. I'm not. No, that first night it was good, but it was kind of depressing. It just kind of was depressing. And so, anyway.
Well, same
up.
here.
We both
were.
Yeah. So, next morning, Carly wakes up a little bit earlier, and Dad was actually in the middle of his shower, just starting his shower. And I was like, crap. I could hear her going, Dad, Dad. All right. So I get out of the shower quick and grab her, put her on the couch, put Miss Rachel on. That's her normal routine. We just did a little bit quicker than normal. And I'm like, you stay here. I'm going to take a quick shower. And I'm like, gosh dang, I got to take like a really quick shower now. So I went in and made a 5-minute shower and came in, checked on her. She just glued to Miss Rachel and got my clothes on and stuff and got Carly all packed up. And we were out of the house, I don't know, shortly after 7, I think. And I went off to work.
And she did find like at daycare drop off. Like you've dropped her. No, you haven't dropped her off before. You've picked her up multiple times.
Well, and I think hunger always wins that battle. She is ready for breakfast, and daycare lady's like, oh, you want to eat something? Yep, bye-bye. And it's like, all right, see you later, girl.
Yeah. For me on that Thursday, so I woke up to get on the flight on Wednesday at 3:30 in the morning. Got to New York City at midnight, had to Uber to the hotel, met up with my sister-in-law. We shared a room together and went to bed about 2. Just kind of getting, like, we talked for probably a little bit just to kind of debrief from that crazy travel day. And went to bed about 2, and we're like, you know what? We missed multiple hours of a day. We got to make up for it. And we all realized that, this is not a vacation trip to just relax and hang out. Like, we have things we need to do. We have things we want to see. We want to go. So we were up and ready to leave the hotel at 7:30 that morning. So about 5 hours of sleep I got. And like, typically I could probably handle 5 hours of sleep, but 5 hours of sleep after being awake for almost 24 hours was kind of difficult. But we were going to get some coffee and power through. So we went to a bagel place, and everyone's excited. We're walking to get breakfast, and then we're going to go see Times Square and all the things. So I think I was at the bagel place when you had called and talked to you a little bit. I mean, Carly was there listening. I know she didn't say a whole lot, but it was nice to hear her and to tell her where I was and stuff like that. So we had our breakfast, got a coffee, explored Times Square, and of course we're just taking in everything. Like, I've been to New York City for the day once, but having a little bit of time to just look and take pictures and do all the fun things. So we went to Times Square, and then we went to M&M World, and Carly she loves M&Ms. So we have to ration them to her here and there. So I was taking pictures of the M&M statues that were there. I got her, I got you some M&Ms. I got her some M&Ms, just plain for her. And then I got her a plastic apple that had inside, it had I Heart New York M&Ms and stuff like that we were going to give her for Christmas. Oh, I also got her this little M&M figure, the green M&M figure, and she loves it. She hasn't played with it for a little bit, but she was fascinated by it. So throughout the day, I'm taking pictures for myself. We're taking selfies with everyone. And then if I see something that I think Carly would like, I'd take a picture of it. I'd send it to you. I didn't know if she would like them or not, but so we did. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. And Jordynn sent a bunch of Snapchat videos. And I remember I opened the first 2, and I'm like, now wait a minute. Is she sending these for Carly, or is she sending these for me? Or, I'm like, am I supposed to open these, or you want me to wait for Carly? And you're like, why don't you just save me, a dummy? And I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't Snapchat a whole lot, but I'm like, oh, okay. So I just started looking at them and saving them, and there's probably freaking 10 or 15 that whole day, I bet.
Oh, yeah. But I just thought, if I'd see Minnie Mouse or something bluey, Christmas themed or something like that, I'd like to show it to her. And then show her, this is where mommy's at. But then after the M&M World, we were going to go to FAO Schwartz. But we walked there, and we saw there was a line waiting around the building to get in. And we didn't have a ton of time because we had the Rockettes. And I think the Rockettes were at 11, got there early, and that show was amazing. I wish I could take pictures and videos and show it to you. I almost want to look up on YouTube or something if they have a previous show and show you some of it, or Carly. It was amazing. It was their 100th anniversary. We had a little backstory about how they originated. There's lights, there's music, there's moving parts. It's just phenomenal watching them. So that honestly was probably one of my top 3 things we did. Probably top 2. Loved it. And as soon as we got out of the Rockettes show, it's like New York City grew in size by like 3. It's like everybody's out and about now. You know, it's always busy, but it was like extra busy. So we then went to a sit down lunch, had lunch, then we got in line for FIO shorts, saw Rockefeller Christmas tree, saw the lights. And then we did go to Bryant Park and saw all these little shops that were there looking for little souvenirs and just taking it all in. One thing my mom really wanted to do was go to the light show at Saks Fifth Avenue. So we did end up leaving. We also went to Macy's. Loved it. All the windows were awesome. Then we took a subway to get closer to Saks Fifth Avenue. That light show, I did end up FaceTiming you, I believe, to see some of it. I think you were eating with Carly. And we got up front by the street. And then when it's time to leave, we were like sardines. It was crazy. Just trying to walk through. It's obviously, you know, you're like, oh crap, like we are in a city. Where's everybody at? Like head count and all. We walked back, got some pizza on the way back, went to the hotel, took a nice warm shower, and was going to bed for the next day. You know, it was 40 some degrees out, which I know it could be a whole heck of a lot colder. So I was thankful it was only 40s, but trying to stay warm and your feet are tired. So it was a really great day. I felt like we tried to make up for the lost time that we missed out on.
Yeah. And kind of my day, you know, after work, picked up Carly, brought her back to the house, and kind of that whole day I'm sitting there, I'm like, all right, we can't have a depressing night like we did before. Like if that's going to be all 3 nights, like this is bogus, like something's not right. So I'm like, hey, you know, we need to go do something a little bit different. And Jordan and I had discussed, there's a local Christmas light display that is now on after the Thanksgiving holidays, generally when they open it up. And we're like, hey, you should go see it. So I was like, all right, we're going to go see that. We get back home. We play just a little bit. She was obsessed with Jordan's little vegetables that you can cut, and they're just Velcro together, but you can cut them with a little plastic knife. She was obsessed with that. I had to cut pizza apart. I had to cut the broccoli apart, everything. That was her highlight of that first night. She really liked playing with it. So we played with it for a little bit, and I'm like, all right, we need to get something to eat. What do you want to eat, Carly? I think I asked her, I was going to get maybe like Casey's Pizza or something. I think I kept asking her for pizza. I'm like, you want some pizza? Nope. Pizza? Nope. Okay. I'm like, you want ham? Yeah. You want mac and cheese? Yeah. So guess what we had? We had leftovers. We ate leftovers. So Dad didn't really have to cook. Pulled the meat out, heated everything up. It was actually worked out really well because I could heat up different things at different times, and then I'd give her one thing at a time, and she would eat it. So I'd give her the carrots first. Here's a handful of carrots. She ate, probably didn't quite eat 5 slices of those, which she doesn't eat a whole lot of them anyway. All right. Warm up the ham. Here's some ham. And then the dessert, mac and cheese, because that's what she eats most of.
And you saved that for last.
Yep, saved it for last. And she had another really good supper that night. And I told her, I said, hey, do you want to go look at the Christmas lights? Yeah. All right. We're going to have to go look at the Christmas lights. I ended up, I think I stuck her in the back of the truck because we have it hooked up to an enclosed trailer because we're getting carpet in a little while. So we're trying to get all of our items out of the basement into the trailer and into our garage so the guys can come do carpet. So I got all that unhooked, and I believe she fell down in the back of the truck because she got into the snow, and then her boots got wet and thunk, and she was really mad. Got her calmed down, and we took off for the Christmas lights. And it probably lasted about 40 minutes. We kind of drove a little bit around town, not a whole lot that first night. We just kind of went through the Christmas lights and came back, and she was happy. That killed, I'm going to say, about an hour, probably something like that. Anyway, we get back, and we open up our advent calendar again. She gets another Little People thing, and we play just a little bit more, and she was good. Okay, time for bed. Did the bedtime routine. Everything was good.
We FaceTimed sometime that night. I do remember.
We did. We FaceTimed, I think when we got back from the lights, I think. So, FaceTime Jordan, got her ready for bed, got her in bed, boom, asleep. All right. I come, I do the dishes, get all that stuff done. I take a shower because that morning, had to cut my shower short because she woke up early. I'm like, I ain't doing that again. I'm going to take a shower tonight. That way all I have to do is wet my hair. Anyway, I go to sleep, wake up, 1 a.m. Carly is screaming in her bed, just crying. What the heck is this? So I wake up, get out of bed really fast, go look at her. Well, I think she had woke up and she didn't have her passy. And she's done this before where she doesn't have her passy. And if she can get her passy, she'll put it back in. And within 5 minutes, she's back asleep, quiet, done. Well, I think Dad was just a little bit, kind of woke up at a startle. And I went in there fast. And once I seen the passy that was in the bed, I'm like, oh, she just don't have her passy, does she? It's not on the floor or something. So I'm like, well, I'm going to bet pretty good amount of money that she's not going to go right back to sleep. And she didn't. Okay, well, let's rock. So I rocked and went to go put her back down. And she kind of just tussled. She'll just tussle, turn over and kind of fuss. I'm like, oh, maybe she's not comfortable on me. Put her back in the crib. Instant crying. Just mad. All right. Well, maybe she wants to sleep in our bed. Because I'm tired. At that point, I'm tired of rocking. All right, let's go to our bed. So Carly goes and lays on Jordan's side of the bed on pillows, and I get under the cover and I lay there, and she kind of does a little more rustling around a little bit. And all of a sudden she gets up on her hands and knees, kind of in a little fetal position. And then I bet there was 10 toots coming out of that little girl. And I'm like, okay, I think she's got some gas. She doesn't have enough gas to get gas pains. It's just uncomfortable and she can't go to sleep. She's done this before. She did that like the week before to Jordynn. And she did the same thing. And after she does that, she perks up and she gets a little more energetic. And instead of trying to go to sleep and tossing and turning, it's more like, hey, I want to play now. Mm-hmm. And that means she's over it. And it's like, no, you're not going to, we're not playing. You're going to go to bed. And so we went in and we rocked some more. I just told her, I'm like, Carly, you got to go to bed, girl. Like you got to go to bed. I think she understood that. And I got to lay her down and she kind of turned over and she was maybe awake for 10 minutes or so. And I think her and I kind of fell asleep at the same time. So we were up maybe an hour and a half, I think, that night. Not terrible. She's had worse nights. And I'm just like, man, I don't know how this is going to affect the next day. But anyway, got through sleep, woke up next morning. Cardi woke up about normal time. She didn't wake up early. Woke up kind of normal time. I had some stuff already done. I had my hair all wet. I had my clothes pretty much on. Woke her up, threw her on the couch, watched Miss Rachel. We do our morning routine. And we call Mom on the way to daycare.
Mm-hmm. So by Friday, it was our last full day. And, our feet are sore. My hips are sore. Like, I know I'm not in any sort of great shape. And I knew that there was going to be a lot of walking. But we're like, oh, man, like, I don't want to walk all the way to Central Park. So we took the subway. And thank goodness my sister-in-law, she has very good knowledge of the subway system. I've ridden it before, but obviously I was with an adult, so I just followed along. And this time it was nice having someone that was familiar, so we didn't have to figure it out on our own. But we go take the subway to Central Park area. We walked by the Plaza Hotel that Home Alone 2 is on. And there's one door that's like just for guests that you couldn't go in. And then there's another door around the corner that you could walk in. You could see all their big Christmas trees, the lights, kind of walk through the little part of the lobby. They had like ropes of places that you could go and couldn't go. It was really cool. So we did that. We walked around Fifth Avenue with like the Trump Tower, the Louis Vuitton store, Dior, Chanel, like all of those stores. We went into some really fancy department store, and I can't remember what it was called, but everything there was like way out of my price range. But it was a place to warm up. So we did some shopping, did a little Christmas shop, and then we had a reservation for brunch. And we were getting brunch because we had a lights tour that evening that we left at like 4:30. So we had a brunch, and then we were going to have like a late lunch, early supper. So props to my sister. I'm super glad she did all the back work of making an itinerary, looking up places, getting reservations, just getting a plan for us. I'm super thankful she was able to do that for us. So we had the brunch, super good. I had some bacon and really good French toast. I sent a picture to Corey and he even was jealous of that. So we had that. That was really good. Then we decided to go to Central Park, and we're like, you know what? They have these horse-drawn carriages. Like, let's do that. I mean, Central Park is huge. There's no way we're going to be walking at all. And also it was a lot colder on Friday than it was on Thursday. So we just went ahead and got 2 horse-drawn carriages because they could only seat 4 people. So we did that, got to see a lot of the sights and a lot of Central Park without having to do all the walking. So it was fun to see, the bridge from Home Alone, the bridge from Elf where they have a snowball fight, the fountain from John Wick, like different spots, and just taking in the beauty of this huge park in the middle of a city. So that was really fun. We got done with that, walked just a little bit in the park, and then we had a little bit of time before our light tour. And at this point, we're like, okay, do we go and do a ferry across to see the Statue of Liberty? Do we have time to do that? What do we do? We ended up going back to this other little area, did a double-decker carousel. I honestly can't even remember some things. I'd have to go back and look at my pictures. It was all like we were moving 24/7. So it all happened so fast. But we did that, and then we had this light tour. We had some street tacos, had this light tour. There's this area called Diker Heights in like the Brooklyn area that is known for their elaborate Christmas lights on their houses. So we took a bus there, walked around, got to see lots of fun houses. I was able to FaceTime Carly, show her the lights, talk to you a little bit. And then when we were done with it, we got back on the bus. We were able to see Statue of Liberty on the way back at night. So I'm glad my mom at least got to see it. And then came back, had some Chick-fil-A real quick, did a little bit more shopping. I was on the hunt for this sweatshirt I'd found, and then walked back to the hotel and called it a night. We had an early, had to leave the hotel at 5:00 in the morning to get to the airport. So I feel like there was maybe only 1 or 2 things that we didn't get to do. And I feel like that was pretty good for missing so much of the day. So it was busy. It was cold. It was jam-packed, but we had a really fun time, and I was happy to be able to be present with them and just enjoy the trip that we probably won't be able to do again sometime, or it would be a while before we did. How did your Friday night go?
Well, I was masterminding plans once again throughout the day, and I was like, you know what? Maybe we'll have a father-daughter date night. I didn't really feel like cooking, especially after we had leftovers. I could have made spaghetti, and Jordynn still asked me, why don't you make spaghetti?
Your cooking was heating up ham steak. I already made the mac and cheese. I mean, you fed her. That's all that matters, but...
It was fine. It was fine. Quit judging me.
It's fine. You fed our daughter.
Like, you know what? We're gonna go get some Mexican because Carly likes Mexican, and I just think it'd be getting us out. The supper time would take a little longer and that type of stuff. So I was like, hey, we're gonna do that. Well,
she's also such a people watcher.
Mm-hmm.
To get her out and to see some other things too was be good.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to Jordynn, I think sometime throughout the day, like, oh, you want to go to the library? She likes going to the library. They kill a little bit of time. I'm like, well, we probably have enough time to go to the library, but generally my parents come over generally on Friday nights. So they weren't, because they had to get ready for one of my cousin's baby showers. So that was the other part was, well, you know what? We'll find some more stuff to do. So I go and pick Carly up, and I'm like, Carly, do you want to go to the library? No. Okay. Wait a little bit. Carly, do you want to go to the library? No. All right, we're going to ask one more time. Carly, are you sure you don't want to go to the library? Yeah. You do want to go to the library? Yeah. All right. So we go to the library, which I had been there before. So got her down. She runs back to the little toy section. She starts playing, and we're probably there, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes. All of a sudden, the librarian comes over. Hey, we close at 5. We're getting ready to close up. I'm like, really? Really? Like, I've been there past 5. But I guess I didn't pay attention to what day it actually was. Fridays, they must close at 5. But other days, I think they're open a little later. Well, this wasn't one of those days. I was like, well, that's kind of a wasted trip, wasn't it, Carly? We no more and got stuff out, kind of got to playing, whatever. You know what? We're kind of probably getting hungry anyway. At that time, it's probably, we got home about, I don't know, 5:15 or so, something like that, 5:20. Carly gets hungry around 6, so we played just a little bit as we got home, and then I'm I grabbed Jordan's bag that she always has that we take out when we take Carly out. And I'm like, well, I'm going to take this bag because it's got, wipes, it's got bib, it's got different things in it. And I'm like, I'm just going to take it. Well, I'm looking in there. I find a spoon and a fork. Sweet. All right. She can eat that. All right. What about a bib? I don't want one of the big rubber bibs that has the catch-all that we eat with at home. I just want a normal cloth bib. You think I could find me a normal cloth bib in this freaking house in a spot that it normally would logically be? Heck no. So I'm like, all right, well, call up Jordynn. I said, Jordynn, where's it at? Well, she was looking at lights and everything was so loud. She couldn't hear me. I couldn't hear her. I tried texting her. I tried doing everything. Well, this is the only time that I was just getting fed up with crap. Because I'm like, really? Like, where in the heck is the bib? I mean, it's not that hard. Where are the bibs at? And finally, she's like, well, no, they should be in that kitchen drawer. I'm like, they're not in the kitchen drawer. I've searched through the kitchen drawer. They're not in there. Finally, I think I went into her room and they were in a drawer on her dresser. And I'm like, why are all of these bibs there? Doesn't make any sense why they're in the dresser in a room.
I'll tell you. First off, if you were getting that frustrated and you couldn't get a hold of me, just take the dang rubber bib and go. Like, who cares?
Way too much. Way too much. Nope, because then I would have dealt with the hassle when I took it off of her. Then it'd probably have food in it.
You just dump it on the plate. It's fine.
Nope, didn't. It wasn't going to deal with that.
The reason that they were moved is because she doesn't use those bibs when we eat, hardly at all. And I didn't have room in our drawer for the rubber ones, which we use all the time, and the other ones. So I put them back in her dresser drawer. I didn't have room in the kitchen for them.
Well, number one should have been in the bag ready to go.
I'm pretty sure there was. I don't know if you looked deep enough.
There wasn't. I literally dumped it out upside down.
I would love to have been there to see you. You get so mad sometimes.
Well, I was getting frustrated because the big deal was Carly was getting frustrated at me because I told her we're going to go eat. And she's like, eat.
Yeah, so just grab the rubber bib and go.
Oh my, no. Nope. But anyway, got the bib, got her in the car, drove over to eat. We ate. She ate really, really good. Once again, Dad is just a professional feeder, I guess.
I think that's your new job here. It's mom's turn's over. It's Dad's turn.
Debatable. But anyway, we got done with eating and I'm like, Carly, you want to go look at those Christmas lights again? Yeah. All right. So we drove over there and then I took her out and set her up on the armrest. So we drove through them again. And this time was totally different than the first time. First time she would look and she's soaking it all in. She didn't really have much reaction. She was soaking it in. This night, Friday night, she was wound for sound. And I mean, it was snowman, reindeer, Santa, candles. I mean, just consistent. And she was just wound. And then after that, she liked them. Well, yeah, there's music you're listening to, and she would start jamming that music. She'd get her arms swaying up and down. She'd bob her head. She loved it. It was like an upbeat kind of pop Christmas music that didn't have any lyrics to it. She was jamming. And so as we're making our way back to the house, I'm like, you know what? Let's go downtown. There's a lot of lights down there. Let's go drive by some of the houses we know that are kind of lit around town. So we made a little quick drive around and went back to the house. And by then, it was probably close to 8:00, I think. And so it's like, okay, you got a little over a half an hour. We called Jordynn again, did her advent calendar as well, played with just a couple different toys, and did her bedtime routine. And she went to sleep. No real fussing. Fell asleep on me again. And that was it. I told her, I said, hey, Mom's going to be here tomorrow. So we got to go night-night because Mom's going to be here tomorrow.
It was really fun to see when I was FaceTiming you that night. You had told me how much she really liked those lights. And, she's in this thing where she likes to run away and then she'll come back and she'll run and she would come back and go, Carly Dada, Carly Dada, Carly Dada. And it was just so fun for me to see the bond that you two were doing and how, yes, I miss Mom, but it's fine. I'm in the moment with Dad playing with him. So it was fun to see that. And then Saturday morning I was up. Of course, our first flight got delayed about an hour. did make the connecting flight in Chicago, came back. Then we had about an hour and 15 minutes to my parents' house and then another 15 minutes home. And my goal was to be home before Carly woke up from nap. And I was. Like, I loved the trip. I loved spending time with family, but I was ready to get home. And so I was excited to come back. And when she woke up, we were debating like, okay, do I go get her? Or do you go get her? And so you went and got her, and I was just sitting on the couch, but our couch is high enough she couldn't see me from behind there. And she walked by me twice at least, didn't even see me, didn't even look. And then finally she saw me and her face just lit up and ran and gave me a big hug. And that just was like, oh, I miss you. I love you. Like, yeah, it was fun. Like, I'm glad that it was a good time away from her. It was good to do that. It was good for her. It was good for you. It was good for everyone, but definitely ready to see her and to see you too, I guess.
Our Saturday morning, it was pretty routine. She ate her breakfast, and I did cheat a little bit. That was the day I consider I cheated. Carly loves the Grinch, the new animated Grinch that came out, 3-4 years ago. She loves it. And I did turn that on in the morning a little bit. And it's not like she was glued to it. She does love it. She'll watch it for 10, 15 minutes pretty solid, and then like a commercial would come on. And I would not fast forward through the commercials because she'd be like, Grinch, Grinch. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, go find something else to do for 10, 15 minutes. That's what you want. And she'd go play, and then she'd come back and watch a little bit. Then she'd go play, and then she'd come back and watch a little bit. So we did cheat. And I was keeping tabs on Jordynn. We were texting and calling each other kind of throughout that day as she was hitting flights. And as I go to lay Carly down for her nap, I say, Carly, if you go to sleep, I said, Mama will be here when you wake up. I said, so if you go that night, Mama will be here when you wake up. That girl fell so fast asleep when I was rocking her. It was within like 5-10 minutes easy. I mean, I want to say it was right around 5 minutes she was sleeping. I'm like, holy cow. Mm-hmm. A, you're really tired, or B, I think she wanted to see Mom. I really do. I think she's like, man, if when I wake up and Mom's going to be here, heck yeah, I'm going to sleep. And so, yeah, I put her in the crib, and yeah, it was a really good learning experience. You know, it was good. Just makes one person appreciate what the other one does. And, you know, you don't always know what you got till it's gone. And that's what some of those scenarios definitely show you once in a while.
Aw, that makes me feel good. I hope you were meaning me, but
maybe.
Aw.
It was a good time. I'm glad Jordynn had fun. Carly and I did have fun. Some of it was a little bit rough off and on, but overall it was really good. I don't have any complaints.
Well, and that's where like daycare closes before you typically get off work. And so I'm thankful that you were able to stay around the area, stay with her. I mean, obviously she's your daughter, like you're going to do whatever you need to do, but I'm thankful that you were able to do that so I could get away for a little bit. So, you know, you've had your work trips here and there, but it was nice to get out, and like, obviously I missed you guys, but we had fun. And I think you're right. It was a good learning experience for everybody. And yeah, it makes you appreciate, like earlier this week, you were gone a night, and it's like, oh man, Corey always does this, but now I got to do it. So it's like you said, you appreciate what the other one does, and makes you like, just, I feel like I've said appreciate 5 times, but really truly care about tag teaming and working together and parenting together for everyone's best interest.
So with that being said, we're gonna wrap it up here. If you do have a trip planned to NYC, kind of pay attention. Jordynn, they saw lots of different things. It was girl oriented, guys. So if you're going with your wives, I don't know if you want to do all that stuff. I'd start finding some manly things to do there. If you're interested in that, definitely go back, listen, see where they all went and those types of things. And hopefully this just helps you out. And, you know, if you guys got a trip coming up, or one parent's got a trip coming up and the other one's going to watch them, hopefully this just helps you out and makes it a little bit at ease. And it's always a good plan, just changing that game up when you're kind of by yourself with the kid, and you just got to keep things in front of them and keep new things, just keep rotating stuff in and out, and time will fly by, and away you go.
Yeah. And for me, I never want to be away. But I know it is good to be away at times, and I'm glad to have the first night, you know, away from her. in the books done, and I'm ready to not do that again for a while. It was fine. She was fine, but it gave me anxiety. So I'm glad it's done and went well.
Well, stay tuned to our next episode. It's getting pretty darn Christmassy festive around here, so we'll probably talk about maybe some presents we got her and those types of things, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you for listening to Parenting in Progress. If you like what you heard and you're listening to us on YouTube, please go ahead, like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. If you're listening to us on other platforms, go ahead, give us a follow and a rating. We truly appreciate it. Thanks again, and we'll see you in the next one.